What if a single deal could shake the map of the Middle East? What if Iran actually bought the S-400 before new sanctions? You might think it's just a rumor, but honestly, timing says otherwise. Stick around till the end, the truth might shock you. Iran's skies have been wounded since the Shah's time. For years it's chased radars, missiles and, well, just survival. It bought the S-300, but threats kept evolving fast. Now it seeks a real shield. The Russian beast, S-400. The S-400 isn't just hype, it's a layered hunter, built for stealth, drones, cruise missiles and ballistic threats. With phased array radar, it watches hundreds of kilometers. F-35 pilots say it's the worst nightmare on any map. But on paper, it's one thing, in the field it's another. Turkey bought it, but NATO pressure blocked activations. India owns it too, but hasn't fully deployed it yet. Iran knows buying it is easy, using it is harder. So the real question is, will Russia actually sell it? Some people say yes right before the sanctions hit hard, others say no, that Moscow won't cross that red line. Selling to Iran might, re-trigger Western sanctions on Russia. But Iran isn't waiting. Secret visits have told the story. Reports say its envoy visited the factory just days ago. It's kind of a race against time before diplomacy's window shuts. You see, this is infection. The clock is truly ticking. If Russia sells, Israel's air dominance begins to collapse. Its first strike doctrine depends entirely on the A-35. The S-400 changes the rules. Low, high, hidden, fast. Suddenly no aircraft is safe, not even the F-22. So why would Russia take the risk? The gains are huge. Selling to Iran aligns Moscow with the anti-West bloc. It gets defense income, regional leverage, and real-world testing. But honestly, it may also get fresh sanctions and deeper isolation. Now imagine the opposite. What if Russia says no again? It would mean Iran is still too risky to trust. Then Iran returns to its own systems, its homegrown plans, and enters a phase of deep self-sufficiency at any cost. That's when China steps in, like a shadow in motion. If both Russia and China supply jets and air defense, Iran suddenly jumps 2 decades ahead, no strings attached. 5th-generation fighters with layered defense, a real nightmare. The tension you feel, it's not regional, it's global. And Iran with J-31 and S-400 isn't just deterrent, it becomes a power hub in the world's oil artery, and every small conflict could turn international overnight. But let's flip it again. What if neither one helps? What if Russia and China both say not now? Iran goes into full localization non-stop, no deadlines. Slower maybe, but deeper, stronger, and sanction-proof. That path is hard, but it brings one key reward. Operational independence, no favors. No export delays, no backdoors. Only pure national defense, etched deep into the soil. Like North Korea, but with oil money and Persian pride. So, back to the S-400. Can it really spot F-35s? Technically, yeah, if the placement and training are right, but the United States isn't naive, It knows how to dodge. It'll blind the system, jam it, or even strike before it can boot up. Now, emotion enters the picture. Iran's threat isn't just about brute power, its real danger is unpredictability. It listens to no one. A nation that's tired of siege isn't just a country anymore. It becomes creative, dangerous, and honestly, sometimes even incomprehensible. If the S-400 arrives, Iran's skies basically become near no-fly zones. Israel and the United States, well, their planning has to shift entirely. No more quick strikes or clean exits in 1 hour. Suddenly everything gets a lot costlier, in lives, time, and, yeah, politics too. So what about the neighbors? We're talking Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and even Azerbaijan. They'll definitely chase after advanced systems too, just to keep the balance and for their own defense. An arms race kicks off, spreading like fire on an oil field, and honestly, these races almost never end without some pretty deadly mistakes. And then there's China. It profits quietly, making more sales and facing less Western control. Russia, on the other hand, gains a boost in prestige, especially among buyers who aren't exactly fans of NATO. Iran? Well, it earns a new level of respect and maybe, just maybe, a bit of dangerous overconfidence. Now the West? Well, it suddenly finds itself having to defend in a game it once led. But don't think Russia moves without calculation. Every step is weighed. It seeks influence, not chaos. Power, not new sanctions. Selling S-400 might even burn its Ukraine bargaining chip, or provoke Israeli retaliation in Syria or Armenia. You may ask, why now? Why not 5 years ago? Back then, Iran wasn't desperate, now it's existential. Back then, Russia was cautious. Now it's broke and bold. It feels like the stars are suddenly aligning all at once. If you've stayed with us, here's the twist in the tale. Even if the S-400 never comes, its fear has. Just the rumor can force enemies to redraw plans, and that before a single launch is a weapon. Weapon. You may never see the S-400 on TV, ever. No parade, no launch, no big antennas on him. But beyond the mountains, deep in tunnels, numbers may tell. True power simmers quietly unseen, unheard, unshaken. Now it's your turn to think beyond the headlines. Don't just ask, did Iran buy it? Ask why now? Ask who benefits, who fears, who's silently watching. This isn't just a missile story, it's a full rewrite. When history shifts, it doesn't scream, it whispers like radar. In that silence, maybe Iran is reshaping its place. Not for war, but so its voice won't fade away. Nations don't move by shouting but by lasting resolve, so what's the next step? That's the truly scary part. Because silence doesn't mean peace, and movement isn't always war, but one thing's certain, Iran won't wait anymore. Whether they sell or not, the game has changed forever. This isn't just about a single contract, not even close. Behind the scene are dozens of calculations and quiet trades. Between words and actions lies a world of difference. And in that space, anything can suddenly become real. One small spark could set every calculation on fire. One contract, one flight, one radar shipment at midnight. When uncertainty grows, safety is replaced by fear, and fear is a bigger enemy than any missile ever made.